Welcome back to Knockhill after the second Bennetts British Superbike Championship race of the weekend. And back on the podium for Honda Racing UK is Tommy Bridewell. Tommy, that was an incredible race, especially all the way to the finish between you and Christian, battling for second place. Talk us through it, because you were saying on the TV reaction that you thought some of the guys were treating it like a dry race out there.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever rode so fast in the wet conditions. I said to Christian after the race, I was like, bloody hell, it's just crazy. I think for me, it's still sort of learning. It's the first proper time I've rode the bike with rage in the wet. I felt amazing on it. I felt amazing all through practicing and so on, but probably should have, some degree, pushed a little bit harder because honestly, the bike didn't do anything wrong. I felt amazing, but these guys just were faster. I think they just got better. I don't know. They just rode better, in truth. But credit to them. I'm just happy to come home in third. I kind of race there, and I'm thinking third's fine. I don't need to win it. I don't need to do whatever. It was only really when I saw Christian have an issue at the end that I then had a slight push to try and get second. Yeah, I could have done with one more lap, as it always bloody is, because I could see I was a lot faster than him, and you could see he was struggling. So credit to Rory getting his first win, obviously at home as well, is an amazing feeling. So chuffed for him, and just happy with my consistent performance, really. Like I say, you can't win them all, as much as we all want to. You've got to box smart, and for me, that race was all about coming out of that race with the championship lead, because when I saw Danny go down, I knew me and him were tied on points, and I knew Glenn obviously had to start last, and in them conditions it's tough. So yeah, really happy to be leading the championship already on the new Honda Fireblade, and yeah, just keep putting points on the board.
Thank you, Tommy.
Cheers, thank you.
And back on the podium for Oxford Products Racing Ducati, it's Christian Iddon. Christian, we talk about it all the time, how you seem to excel in those kind of conditions, and you proved it again today. There was a big battle between you and Tommy, but it seemed over the last couple of laps you were having a bit of a problem at the hairpin in particular. Talk us through your race, please.
Yeah, I mean, I was hoping to have more of a battle with Rory, to be fair, and it was kind of coming that way. I got a good start from, I think, started 9th on the grid, and yeah, a few people ran wide at turn 1. That helped me out to sort of get through the group, and then I made a few more moves, and I was in third behind Rory and Tommy, and managed to make a move on Tommy after a few laps, and journey just felt pretty good on the bike. I felt quite happy with it, and yeah, Rory started to push the pace. I know that if there's anyone that you really want to follow around here, it's Rory. I actually followed him around here about 2 or 3 years ago in the dry, and he did a similarly spectacular race. So it was really good to sit behind someone who knows the way around so good, and yeah, I figured if he can do stuff, then I can. So there was a patch where I sort of dropped back a little bit in the middle. I just made 1 or 2 little errors, and managed to peg my way back again. And then I think it was about 3 or 4 laps to go, I lost my back shift. And then I lost my upshift, and then I started to have a bit of a cutting out. That wasn't really a problem. It was more the shifting, because having to blip, specifically going into the hairpin, was, yeah, when you've got so much sort of, not standing water, but when you've got such a slick surface and you're having to blip and then your brake trace isn't smooth, I was really nervous about folding the front. So I'm surprised that I finished second, because I'm pleasantly surprised, obviously, but I didn't think I was going to. To be fair, if we used the other finish line, I would have been third, so I'm glad it was the first one. So yeah, it's a shame we had a bit of an issue, but I don't necessarily think I would have liked to have tried to have a go at Rory, but it doesn't mean I had the pace to. I was sort of there, but he was running a good pace. So it would have been an interesting few laps, but yeah, really happy to bring a podium home after getting wiped out yesterday. So job's a dream, really.
Thank you, Christian. And giving Scotland something to celebrate in the second Bennetts British Superbike Championship race of the weekend here. It's home round at Knockhill, and his first in the championship as well is Rory Skinner for the Cheshire Mouldings BMW Motorrad team. Rory, you were so happy to be on the podium here yesterday for your home crowd, especially coming back after the incident at Alton Park. You delivered an amazing race in that one. You were able to pull the pace. It seemed at some places as well that a bit of track knowledge maybe helped a little bit as well. Perhaps, certainly some of the other riders seem to think so. Talk us through the race and how you controlled it, because it's difficult in those conditions at the best of times, but when you know that's your first win you're lining up for, talk us through it and how it felt afterwards, please.
The first 10 laps, at the beginning I knew I needed to get to the front kind of as quickly as possible. In any of the free practice sessions this weekend, we've been quite strong so far in the BMW in the wet, and I thought if I can get out front, I can kind of control the pace, and I know what's fast around here in the wet, and I know kind of where I needed to be for the conditions. So yeah, very happy to have kind of got to the front and started to make a little bit of a gap. Got to the front and almost wasn't at the front into turn one. I think at the end of lap one, after I got by Tommy, made a little mistake into the first corner. But yeah, after that, really, we just kind of got into a rhythm, chipped away at it, and just kind of built the pace. I was getting faster and faster as the race went on. The rain came down probably about 6 or 7 laps to go, a little bit harder. I noticed on my visor, so just kind of tried to control it properly and not do anything too silly. The last few laps, it was kind of like, I am in the lead here. My pit board is right, and this is at home, but I almost kind of just went into like a flow state. It was quite nice, really. It was at one point I thought we were just testing again. It was like, yeah, just really chilled out and just kind of hitting my markers. Not really being too stressed about it, which was quite nice for once. Because usually I come to Knockhill and I put a lot of pressure on myself to perform. But as I said, this weekend's just been about getting finishes, and that's 2 out of 3 so far. So it's not been too bad.
And how does it feel to have taken the win here, especially? Because you've obviously had quite a difficult time in your career recently. To come here and to be winning, how does that feel?
It's not sunk in yet, that's for sure. It's just a bit strange, really. But I've been strong all weekend, wet or dry, so it's not like it's been a victory that's gifted to us. I think we could challenge for the win in any condition this weekend. So it's nice to finally get one in the bag. It's hopefully we can kind of get into a bit of a rhythm now. But again, we'll just go back to it, take it race by race, get into the, just chill out a bit and go again.
Congratulations, Roy.
Thank you.